Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to our round 3 this week in week 3 of the EU Challenger Cup. WootNCroco is what we're going to call them. I'm just going to go with that because it sounds about right. Versus upcoming stars. And the bans are coming in now.
Circuit first ban and Mercury as well. We've seen those two banned all day long. Probably see a Hebo as well.
Like the one thing that I'm interested about is the fact that when you see these assassin bands of Circuit and Mercury, that it's not always coming from the team that's going to be first pick. Like sometimes the first pick team are the ones that are banning these ones out as well. Like they don't want to pick it themselves, which is quite surprising. I'm guessing WootNCroco do not have a Circuit player, and that's why they don't want to deal with it.
So I'm just going to check ban rates really quick, and so the top 3 highest ban gods, we have 3 of them in this game, and this is SPL stats. So 64% Nua, 56% Circuit, and 55% Mercury. So not a lot of those picks. First pick Zhonghui, response pick Nemesis possibly, also probably response pick of a support.
You're looking right at it. I'm not surprised. And let's get. Oh my God! Did you
look at me? I am psychic. I'm basically
you're a genius. You are basically you're as psychic as Dry Bear is. That's how good that was. Well done to that.
That's me.
I mean, it makes perfect sense to take Geb and Nemesis. Take Geb as a Nemesis here. Take Nemesis to make sure that you can take down Zhong, as well as don't give Zhonghui an extra bit of defense in that shield. WootNCroco pick up Thor. They really need to look at Athena here. Otherwise, that's probably going to get banned away by upcoming stars because of the protections that she can give, like we said, with that ultimate to Zhonghui in the later stages.
That said, there's also the idea of if they don't pick a support here, they're going to basically, and so they're going to grab Rom. Rom would be a really good counterban, and they're going to prioritize Rom over Athena. They feel confident in their support's deeper god pool. I believe they've got Mugi Wawa on support, who's a longtime player, but it could be someone else. I believe he played support. So if you're confident in your support player's third string pick, which is basically unique to each support player at this point in the game, then you just go like, right, we're going to pick this guy, ban Athena. Your counterban is essentially locked in. It is going to be Athena, and there it is.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, the one thing about the Apollo pick there, I agree with picking Apollo if you want him because he's going to get banned out in the counterban phase, even though Rama has a good matchup against Apollo, honestly, because he can deal well with him in the early game, put the pressure on Apollo. Eventually, So Beautiful comes online that it wave clear effectively, just as much as Rama can with his astral arrows. However, Rama can also deal with Apollo's presence to an extent with his ultimate being able to rotate over. Rama doesn't have to travel as far. However, you know, you want to pick it up if you want it there. If you don't, you have to look at gods like Anher, like Neith to kind of deal with this Rama.
And let's be honest, nobody really has a good matchup against a global ult. All you can do is sort of try and mirror it. So I'm waiting for the god that just has a big bubble for their ultimate. Yeah. And then global ults bounce off of it. So if you're Apollo, you like ult over to the bubble and you just bounce off and fly back to your lane. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be great. Guan Yu is exciting.
I'm down. I want to know where he's gonna go. That's my question. Is he gonna be solo or is he gonna be support?
Well, he's gonna be support. So unless it's support Vulcan. It could be support Vulcan.
That's not a
raw. I mean, he's got a
That's not a raw.
He used to be a support.
Well, he does have a slow, I guess.
And he's got a magma. Wait, is a slow?
The twos are slow.
The passive. The
passive is slow. Yeah. And then he's got the meatball. So
that's totally viable.
Yeah.
It's probably not gonna be support Vulcan.
EU. No. Don't take this advice, please. It's bad enough with the rubbish we pull out all the time as it is. But Vulcan Guan Yu locked in, and the last pick for upcoming stars. First time Janus today. Yeah. Surprised we've not seen him picked up sooner.
So, looking at Yanis, he actually has really surprising stats. He has the second most participation in games in the SPL. He's in 94% of games.
That's amazing.
It's a lot. But
is that in games that he's actually been played, or is that banned as well?
Including bans. But he's only been banned 34% of the time, which is low for a high win rate god.
That really is.
The only comparison would be Geb with an 18% ban rate and 92% participation. But he actually has a negative win-loss. He's sitting at 47%.
Well, he's very difficult. He's one of those guys that is very tricky to master, let's be honest. I mean, he can really pull out a lot for his team, but getting yourself in those spots every single time can be difficult. I like these two teams, honestly, on paper. I think Upcoming Stars have gone to an extent with a sort of counter-picking matchup overall. You know, with the Nemesis there, I feel like they've tried to focus on that one. But across the way, this Guan Yu pick, I'm really interested to see how it's going to work out in support. We saw some Sun Wukong in the Pro League yesterday. Now we're going to see some Guan Yu in the support role as well. Are the Warriors starting to rise back into the support role? We'll find out, though, guys, after the break, and these guys load in. This. Oh, we're live, and I just said you can take this. It's too late. I'm taking it now. WootNCroco versus Upcoming Stars. I was going to let Kret take this one, and clearly the mics went live at the wrong time, so he's not taking it now. That's the game we're going to see. WootNCroco, and now we're going to be on the bottom side of the map, the left-hand side of your spectator UI, versus Upcoming Stars from the north side of the screen and the right-hand side of your spectator UI. We're underway. This is round 3 of week 3 of the EU scene.
I'm going to take it back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the round of 8, where we're going to see WootNCroco and Upcoming Stars face off in a great match. I'm really excited, Hindu man. We've just gotten into the game. Let's introduce our teams. In the blue trunks is WootNCroco. We got Tetrix on Thor, Dekest on Zhonghui, Mugiwawa on Guan Yu, Body Wash on Ram, and MJK Lol on Vulcan.
And on the other side of the map, we will see Hyperion playing that Janus. Qin's going to be playing Geb in the support role alongside Apollo, played by WootNBK. The Pikachu's going to be in the jungle playing Nemesis. And finally, Sloozy, or Susie, or Sloozy.
Schultzy.
I'll say whatever I want to. It's got Zeds. I can say it with my really bad pronunciation. It's Ra in the solo lane. More than likely, and already, because the Upcoming Stars playing this one very safe at the start of the game.
So, two things. First of all, it's really true. You see a Z in a name, and it's free range for casters. We can say anything. Like, Reels X confused me for so long. Is it Reels X? Reels X?
Yeah.
Reels. Is the X silent? It could be anything.
When I asked him, this is confirmed for Reels as well. Reels said his name was taken, so he added an X, and it just stuck. So, that's why he's called Reels X. He sticks with it from now on, but we just call him Reels because that's what he really wants to be called. That's generally the reason it's there.
There you go. But then the other thing is, you know, nice little start of the game ritual coming out from Upcoming Stars, running circles around the tower. They actually got spotted by WootNCroco as they were on their way through the jungle. What do you do when you're just walking past your enemy tower and you just see them running in circles? It's a little jarring, but we are going to get started off. Dekest in the middle lane having a little bit of trouble, as is the nature of this matchup. Zhonghui's push is inferior to Ra. I
did expect Ra to be in the solo lane here, but I think the trade-up is really, really good for Upcoming Stars to put Ra against Zhong here, just so we can apply the pressure early on, because Giannis has a few issues with wave clear early on, has to make sure he lands the Vortex correctly all the time to really, you know, be effective, and the Vulcan versus Giannis matchup there, they're relatively about the same, honestly, in terms of wave play.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when it comes... Ooh, that's a very low Thor, just barely able to teleport out, but Tetrix will be returning to base with just 100 health off of a portal from Yanis. Now rotating out is the Pikachu on Nemesis. Able to get a little bit of an early advantage against Thor is atypical, and he wants to get some pressure onto Zhong. Yeah, but can he really do it? Dekest is playing a little bit too safe, and the Pikachu's going to realize, alright, I can't get anything here, time to keep going.
This might have been a better call from the Pikachu there to invade and steal away some camps.
Yeah.
Like he had the opportunity to take away at least the back harpies if he chose to from there. Take the big one, leave the small ones up, just deny Thor a little bit more for the extra pressure they put on. Chose not to, wasted his time trying to gank mid lane. If he got the kill though, it would have really escalated, you know, the difficulties that Zhonghui would have in this lane during the early stages. So it made sense to try and go for that. Looking at the dual lane though, Kret, one thing to note, we're going to see Guan Yu up against Geb, and with that change to how he shreds protections, I think this is a really good matchup for Guan.
Hey, it definitely is. I mean, Guan Yu's going to be able to use that Taolu Assault to increase the damage that Rama does to whatever target, and Geb doesn't really have a great way to get away, especially if you're a little bit crafty with your Warrior's Will, the short-range dash. You can dash in front of Geb and absorb his rollout, which is definitely strong as well. And the biggest thing about Taolu Assault is it doesn't slow you down, so you're able to stick to people really nicely.
Yep, well, at the moment you can see both junglers rotating towards the mid lane, going to soak up some experience from there. Both still only level 4 though, Nemesis should be hitting 5 soon and she's going to rotate left. There's no wall coverage here, they're overextended, they've got no clue this is coming in just yet, they're already backing away, and looks like Pikachu does not want to get involved in that actually. He was looking to try and absorb that 2 minions that were in the lane for the level 5. Doesn't find it yet, but he's still hanging here.
Now, there was a forced recall onto Yanis off of Vulcan using his ultimate. Not securing the kill. Nemesis coming back in. Does have the ultimate. Mugiwara is not level 5, so he doesn't have a horse help him out. But Thor's going to come down, and that's a big damage from Berserker Barrage. Retribution Shield will return some. The Pikachu's going to dash away. Ra and Zhongli are rotating in. The snipe could be big. He does have it on deck. Pikachu is going to try and stay alive. Will the snipe get through? The heal doesn't connect, and Body Wash is going to get first blood. Immediately turned around by Boat. NBK snipe comes through. Is going to hit Body Wash, but not do enough damage. Now Q in trouble. Apollo up in the air. He's going to come down onto the Rama. Interrupts the roll, but that's going to be a kill from Zhongli onto Q, and Mugiwara getting low, less than 100 health. Will be dodging around in the creeps. It's a triple for Boat NBK versus 2 kills spread out, and I want to give that to Upcoming Stars, obviously, for the 3 for 2. Hold on, rotation from Yanis.
He's going to look for an opportunity. Can he find the portal? He does. The Vortex does connect. And now with Susie on the backside with that Frog, going to slow him down even more. Great stun coming out, but Pikachu comes back from base. Secures the kill and escalates his jungle prowess as well, making him 1-1-1. Midcamp's going to get split evenly there. But this is going to be a bad problem for Woot. They gave Apollo a triple at 3 minutes in the game. He's going to be big, and he's going to be big quick.
Well, and the big thing is also the amount of assists, right? That's 8 assists versus 5 for WootNCroco. So what it's going to come down to is there's gold and experience going to every lane and every position for the Upcoming Stars, whereas Vulcan didn't really get too much. There were 2 kills for WootNCroco, and they were spread out, whereas 3 for the Apollo Vote NBK. As we mentioned last game, is going to set him ahead, and when Apollo's ahead and he can control the lane as an AD carry with his auto attacks, he can be really strong, especially because Rom's 1v1, he is the better boxer, but not by a huge margin.
It's really close in the Apollo matchup, in all honesty. It's a very difficult one to really judge. Rama can win the matchup, but if Apollo uses his skills correctly, he shouldn't take too much damage. Thor going to the sky on the right side, been spun out by Nemesis immediately. Giannis is back in tower range. They're well aware of this. This is going to be a failed Thor ultimate. If he does go in, he's actually going to go in on the Nemesis, the Vulcan across the top. Actually going to find the shot, and the Pikachu only manages to escape with the barest amount of HP. That was a really nice combo coming out from Woot.
Yeah, that was a Retribution Shield just at the right time to absorb enough damage. Really nice combo from Tetrix as well. I mean, that was just beautiful play, but unfortunately it was against a Nemesis who is one of the safer junglers. You've got a double dash to get really far, and you've got a shield to help yourself stay alive.
Helps you out a lot. Kieran rotating to the mid lane here. Midcamp's going to be down for about another minute and a half. And now we're going to see both teams with decent wall coverage right now across the whole map. Although Jean gets caught out of position, rotating for that wall coverage. He's going to get slowed down. The stun has already been used. Celestial Beam hits the shield from QM. Going to do a little bit of poke, but nothing more than that. They don't want to commit too much to this one, just because of the rotation from Guan available, and they don't have eyes on where Vulcan and Thor are.
Now in the middle lane, there's 3 members of the Upcoming Stars just chilling. Yanis recalling on the right-hand side. Vulcan does seem to be doing a little bit better in this matchup, sitting slightly ahead in gold. Has more lane pressure though, but he should be, because his build is less greedy. Warlock Stash Rush coming out from Hyperion, no boots, so significantly reduces his ability to juke so far, but he's been able to make it to the stack item, and now he's going to be able to get rather tanky.
I really like Cuban's decision here as well. He sounds really odd to say this, but Geb's only level 6 right now, but he's trying to leave Apollo to get as much experience as possible and continue advancing his level on this ROM and get him online sooner. When he does hit level 11, he will be able to
roll out, though.
He's going to go for the aggression. Guan's going to be the one that gets hit. Good Cataclysm, but still Guan, you should be okay to get away. Or is he? Because the damage is out and the cavalry charge goes down. Horsey, don't you stop. Rama takes to the sky to buy himself time, but he's waiting for a rotation. Thor's going to come in with that rotation to force him away. Pikachu escapes, but a nice pickup from Upcoming Stars. And Warriors Will did not save the day for the Guan Yu there.
Now, and the thing is, that was really disciplined from Upcoming Stars. That Rama would have been dead to rights if Thor was not in the air, but Upcoming Stars identified that, and they didn't group up. They didn't wait for Rama to land. They said, all right, there's a Thor coming. Let's take our kill. Let's get out. That's all we need.
Really good call, and now they're going to get mid-camps on the right-hand side as well. Left ones did go down. Left-hand side, though, Rom, fair enough against Apollo. The boxing battle has continued. The rollout's already been used by Body Wash, and now Body Wash is going to get back to the tower. He definitely needs to play safe, especially with the minion in tow. It will also apply body blocking ability as well. So, survives for now. But he's got to watch that boxing now, crap, because obviously, you know, Apollo is really big right now. He's sat on 1,600 gold right now. Meanwhile, that's actually interesting. How is that possible? 1-1-1?
So...
Is that the early game? I think the early game aggression that came out from Rama pushing into tower has just denied some gold to Apollo, and he's not as big as before.
I believe there was an alt rotation that came out from WootNCroco. Maybe I'm getting. We've seen Apollo all day, so maybe I'm. My memory is confusing a few games. But every time you rotate as a hunter, it costs you money. So Body Wash might have just been able to farm a little bit more efficiently than WootNCroco, but there's definitely still an advantage in favor of Apollo, and then there's also the first blood value that Rom did get. So that's an extra 200 gold.
Yeah, so I guess the first blood and the additional farming has really helped him out to stay actually even with his Apollo, which is pretty good considering Apollo is 4-0-0 now in this lane. So Rama doing good work on holding on. Giannis actually had to use the ultimate defensively there on the right-hand side. Got aggressed on by Thor, by him and the Vulcan. So backing away for now. Going to go straight back to lane and farm up as he has the pressure from the Pikachu in the area as well now. To be able to clear out this wave then look to base as well. Heal himself up one more time. Mid lane, though, a bit of aggression onto Zhonghui from Ra one more time. Continuing this pressure over and over again. 2-level advantage as well.
So here's the thing. With Yanis having a move speed boost, the ability to crowd control or teleport through walls, then the ability to go CC immune and teleport through a bunch of walls, and a Warlock Sash, how do you actually kill him? I don't think you can.
It's not going to be an easy task mid lane. Zhonghui's in a lot of trouble. The damage comes out insanely. Great stun from the Zhongno and the beads after the Cataclysm. Going to make sure he gets back to tower as well as popping the Ghost. Meanwhile, Mugiwawa did chase down the Ra in the back and pick that one up. So that fight went great for WootNCroco overall. I'm really surprised they managed to pull that one off.
Guan Yu's really good against Ra because, honestly, he's really good against mages in general because Ra can't interrupt his Talu Assault, so that's 400, 500 damage, and the horse comes out, and there's no way for Ra to get away. So Schulte is going to have to either build some defensive itemization, and you know what I want to see? It looks like he might be going into a Void Stone or an early Obsidian Shard, but we just had new item adds in the game. The, God, it's the Helm of Celestial Helm.
We shall call it the Helm. But
sure.
Because we both need to check up on what that word is. But yeah, the helm that will reduce crit or the penetration one as well.
The penetration one specifically is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because the penetration one is quite effective. It's good value for how much it costs overall. Yeah. And the penetration it gives as well as the magical protection and a bit of physical resistance, I believe. It's pretty good.
It's the Dynasty Plate Helm. It's got 30 magic power, 30 protection, 15 pen. On the right-hand side, Nemesis is going to be forced back a little bit, but we'll be all right.
Yeah, Thor did use the ultimate there. Didn't actually find it. Pikachu going to be okay for now. It's 5-3 in favor of the upcoming stars. They have a 500 gold lead, 1,600 experience. And considering it's 5-3, no Gold Fury down yet, they're in an okay position right now. Apollo still working on his build, has his boots online, as does the Body Wash. So both hunters relatively still even as the Ward Wars are about to begin over at the Gold Fury. Cuban needs to watch his positioning here. He's caught in enemy territory, going to use the rollout to try and get away. Body Wash does not find the body block to try and stop that. So the disengage is on. No one gets caught out.
You know, I just realized Dynasty Plate Helm is the first hat in the game. We have no other item that's a hat. We have breastplates and shields and swords. No
we did need hats. We needed hats.
We need hats in the game. hi-rez, please. We need hats for Geb. Geb with a shed hat. Mugiwawa in trouble. Divine Judgment coming through. He's going to have to use the horse. And will he get far enough? Yeah, he's going to be able to get under tower, and that's the problem with trying to kill Guan. He's able to juke with Warrior's Will and able to move fast, CC immune with the horse.
Crap, this was discipline again from upcoming stars, though. They could have picked up that kill, honestly. Apollo could have gone in, but look, they saw Thor was near the enemy blue buff, and in doing so, they immediately disengaged. But wait, now the pressure onto the Zhonghui middle lane now. He's going to get a good stun to Pikachu. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Thor was in a great position to stop the rotation from Geb. Now Geb's in trouble, has to use the knock-up. One more hit should be enough to bring him down. The sprint pop from Zhonghui does get the card. Exorcism does connect. There's a Vulcan ultimate as well for good measure. And now Ra's in trouble as well as the turret hits in the double back tap back and forward. The snipe comes out. The ghosts are going to bring him down as Giannis comes over to secure the kill in response to make it a double kill in favor of Zhonghui, but goes down to Hyperion. Great rotations from both teams.
This game is honestly, there was a nice early advantage for the upcoming stars, but it's kind of turned around. I believe they spiked up to about 3,000 experience, but now it's 700 experience and 200, 300 gold in their favor. Really nothing substantial at the 13-minute mark, so we're still sort of waiting for the first team to get an advantage and make it happen. And Upcoming Stars have done a really good job of ganking with their nemesis, while WootNCroco is looking to counter gank, which honestly is a little bit backwards.
I'm okay with that though. I mean, with Nemesis having to go in to do the aggression, like if she uses a dash to initiate their crit and all her abilities, when Thor does finally arrive with that ultimate, it turns the fight on its head. And with the Warlock Sash that they've got available on, so the Warlock Sash being built right now in the Zhonghui, it's going to buy him even more time to just survive a little bit longer for his team to rotate in there and turn the fight completely on its head.
Well, now 3 members around middle lane. Tetrix once again looking for an opportunity. He does have that ultimate on deck, but will he find anything? I love the initiation potential from WootNCroco. Right now they're using it to counter initiate, which I also quite like, but they just have so much ability to decide to go in. Right camps are going to actually reset. It's going to be a 1-for-1. Snipe comes through. Big hit and a through space in time as well. Volkanov's going to land, but Textrix to take him down right and quick. Now Schulte getting aggressed on will fall to Mugiwawa as Apollo lands from the sky. Rom is here as well. Damage on the Guan Yu. He's going to be able to get out, and it looks like a 2-for-1 trade. Body Wash wants more, but he's low on mana.
If he had more mana there, he could have continued the chase quite happily with Vulcan alongside him. He's going to be able to pressure mid lane a little bit here, as most of the team of Upcoming Stars have to retreat back to the jungle. Overall, not going to go for the tier 1 tower. Going to rotate back to his lane, soak up that experience there. Meanwhile, though, Giannis rotates straight back in with his portal, puts the pressure on the Vulcan, who was caught out of position overall, really. He rotated mid, didn't get back to lane in time, and that tower's going to drop down, so that fight does definitely go in favor of Upcoming Stars.
Yeah, and Giannis has really been able to get a lot of farm going. He's sitting on a roughly 3,000 gold in hand, and honestly, he's nearing the point where it might be worth it to just go back and buy a full Tahuti. We'll see if he ends up staying in lane. So you have to respect power curve, which is the idea that as you build your items, you want to be continually strong throughout all phases of the game, as opposed to buying an item like Chin Size, where it's got a decent curve, and then you're stuck with a rank 2 item for 5 minutes, and it's not really that good. Well, Ratatouille's similar, but when you just have 3,400 gold when you recall, maybe you buy the whole thing. We'll see what Hyperion does get, and it's going to be Pen Boots and rank 2 of Tahuti.
Probably going to go for the Tahuti there. He could go for the Cronus Pendant, but at this stage of the game, I'd be quite happy with him going for the Tahuti. Overall, Sentry Ward has come out by Upcoming Stars at the Gold Fury now, and you can see the zoning coming out from Mugiwawa here. Mugiwawa has a Sentry of his own. He needs to watch his positioning, though, as you could see the Pikachu was coming in on the backside of that as well, thanks to the ward placed just near the left-hand Harpies. So he has to try and clear out this ward. He's waiting for his opportunity, but Upcoming Stars doing a good job of keeping protected of that Sentry Ward right now.
Yeah, they're definitely keeping control. Mugiwawa is going to sneak in.
He did really well.
Will get it.
He was really patient about his choice of when to go aggressive then overall. He waited until he saw them rotate away with the wards, picked it up, Sentry Ward goes down, but the problem is Cuban just went back to base and got another one. Ward wards are going to be a big thing in this game. He's going to be in the future as well.
Thor. You can't kill him with abilities.
He tried to,
somebody
though.
Didn't read the patch notes.
Patch notes, Tetrix, that's what you need to do, but now Pikachu gets caught out a little bit, gets a card to the back, has to use the shield and the dash away to buy himself some time. Sentry Ward wars continue, and now WootNCroco have control. They also get left camps as a favourable extra.
Well, and left camps are worth roughly the cost of a Sentry Ward, so there you go. Pay it forward. But the Gold Freeze is going to be pulled. Ewan sees this, and he should have Blink on deck, so... No, he doesn't have Blink at all, but he does have a Hug 3, so he will be able to contest that. And there's also a Sovereignty on deck for Upcoming Stars. That Sovereignty aura is going to be really big in this fight, and WootNCroco, they might not realize it, but they could have a lot of trouble because of that extra 20 protections. It's more than it sounds. Mugiwawa is going to go in, but Hyperion immediately fires an ult and can use it to reposition damage onto Schulte, but he's going to be able to get into his tower. Nice use of the ult. Now Cataclysm coming through. This snipe doesn't quite connect, but Apollo does. Body Wash very low, and now Candy clean up, looking for the cast. Great stun. Damage onto so beautiful. Rom up in the air, getting damage on to the Apollo. MBK is going to try and reposition, and MBK gets the double kill, but Rama's going to kite damage onto MJK. Will he survive? and just barely gets out, but the Gold Fury is not going to be alive for very much longer.
This is going to be a real opportunity for upcoming stars to do it. Body Wash actually going to take the blue buff to get lifesteal. He's not trying to take it. He was trying to buy his time, but Giannis zoning him off. Really good work with that portal and vortex. Gonna force him back. Gold Fury goes to upcoming stars, and now he has to roll away. Does Body Wash before he gets picked off there. Great engagement from the upcoming stars there, honestly, overall.
Yeah.
They allowed WootNCroco to force the fight and then turned it completely on its head. And that's what you were talking about earlier on, is the fact that upcoming stars were the original initiators. But that time it was WootNCroco that went for it.
Yeah, I mean, once again, just the re-engage from WootNCroco is something they're very good at. Oh, Tetrick caught out. I don't know if I can call that a lazy back, and he will survive. Oh my god, Schultzy! And WootNBK finds a solo kill in the long lane. Upcoming stars making plays across the map, but it was actually just the tip.
That was literally just the tip, and everybody knows just the tip is always going to be enough for pleasure, at least in the case of Ra in this one. Ouch! That one was from downtown. Now that was a great pickup. I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, that was really good.
That's a highlight reel one there.
Yeah, it is. Where's Adonis? Somebody call him in. Dive onto Zhonghui. Not usually a good idea, but it's going to be an ultimate forced for nothing. And so I also want to mention Pikachu is shin size. You don't often see them picked up because, as I mentioned earlier, the gap between rank 2 and rank 3 is 5 minutes. But he's been able to make that jump, and he's been able to use his ult, leverage his ult to make the transition. Now he's going to be very strong, as, let's be honest, Shinsai's very good. But I want to go back to the last fight. The engage from Thor was perfect, except for one thing. Through space and time.
That's true.
I mean, like, getting Thor ultimates in that tight little corridor where your team's ready to follow up with a Guan ultimate, that's the stuff you dream about, and it was beautiful. But Giannis's ultimate, when used for the utility, just brings so much to the table. The sovereignty was able to keep Schultzy alive for long enough with that extra aura. The 20 protections, don't discount it, and the Void Stone as well. And now that Schultzy has a Void Stone and has he's going to be going into a spirit and has beads and H's, he's really going to be a support mage, but he's going to be very hard to kill as well.
Oh, Pikachu had an opportunity to go aggressive on Zhonghui. Now he does, though, with Geb backing him up.
Wow.
The burst damage was disgusting there. Thanks to Cataclysm. Smite comes out one more time, hits onto Guan Yu, who immediately jumps on his pony and rides away to the safety of his back tier 2 tower.
Oh, no.
Meanwhile, Body Wash.
Body Wash.
He's in a lot of trouble here. Has to try and roll out, gets the sprint off. The knock-up going to buy him time. But there's the beads to try and counteract that one. Does get back to safety overall. Not much abilities used out of upcoming stars to try and bring that one down. They're looking for more blood, though. Apollo's gone up.
Well, yeah, and Apollo could come down here. Does he want it?
About it.
He really wanted that ROM, but he's going to go for the safer play and actually just go into the tower on the left-hand side, get some damage onto it. Didn't use too much mana, so just the ult, and will still be able to participate. And let's be honest, when it's a 5v5 and everyone's there, Apollo is nice, but it's a lot less necessary than other ults, because you have to get
nice portal, vortex. Does not connect. He just managed to get away for now, but they're looking to siege up this left-hand side, and that's one of the powers of Raw here as well. He's going to be able to sustain his team in this situation. Billing Kid from Geb. There's a knock upon one. The snipe does not connect. Thor goes to the sky. Volcano comes down at the same time as so goes the Thor, and now the damage is real as Mugiwara picks up one, picks up two. This was an engagement from upcoming stars that is not going well for them at all. Hyperion with a great portal through the wall, but already Ram's gone to the sky. Can he find the snipes? Misses one, hits the second, third one does not connect either, but he did give vision for his team to be able to try and chase him down. Portal should be up in a second for Hyperion. He's trying to run for the wall, the Awakening Curse. He's going to make it for now and get away. But can WootNCroco make something happen off the back of this? Can they go for the Fire Giant? This is an opportunity.
Well, it's all on WootNBK. He's got full health, full mana. Does have crit, it's only 10% chance, has beads and sprint, but they might be on cooldown. He has to somehow disrupt this Fire Giant. It is possible, but it's not going to be easy. Walled off Fire Giant at 50%, but he's going to be trapped out, and that stun knockback's going to push him away. Can he get in? Can he get a kill? At the very least, no. But here comes the reinforcements.
Good
Another
wall.
nice wall from Thor.
Brilliant
the
wall.
knockback once again through space and time, through the walls, but it's not going to be the angle they needed. Dekest is going to go down nonetheless. But Fire Giant for one death, yeah, that's... Oh! Can he get more? The walls from Tetrix have been so impactful.
Well, Cuban's trying to
Wait,
go
coming
around the
around
back.
Q,
Can
he
he get
can
a
make
late
this
one?
happen.
Ball actually gets out. Not going to make it happen at all overall. So Fire Giant does go to them. They're going to try and pressure this tier 2 tower on the right hand side. I don't think they've got the damage here to bring this one down. It's going to be close because the reinforcements of WootNCroco are on their way back. They're chipping away at it, but the longer they hang around, the full health team are going to be marching back towards them. Realize their opportunity, back out. Look at these fights though. Every time we have a 5v5 fight that breaks out, whichever team counter-initiates has won the fight. Every time.
Well, here's the thing though. With Fire Giant, there's a 4,000 gold and 7,000 experience difference. Let's call it even. I think that Fire Giant roughly evens up the game. Maybe it's a small advantage for WootNCroco, but it's close. Now they have to start fights. And I think that could be a problem, because so far, when they've done well, they've been initiating. They've been doing it under towers or under defensive structures, and now that they have to make something happen, that they have to force an issue, there could be trouble. We'll see what happens. QN does have the Cataclysm available, and WootNCroco, they don't want to waste this Fire Giant. It is a big opportunity, but...
Kieran going to walk in, use the knock-up for now. They're just trying to buy time. Meanwhile, Jean-Qui pushing mid lane. He's going to be working on that tier 1 tower for now. Trying to get a tower out of this as the rest of the team group fall behind the blinking from Kieran. Cataclysm, beads used on 2. The snipe does connect with Thor on the backside of that one. Meanwhile, Mugiwawa's in very deep, but uses the cavalry charge to disengage. It's bought time for Jean-Qui to bring down a tier 1 tower. Can they get anything more of this? A lot of ultimates already used.
Well, that's going to be a Divine Judgment onto Thor. He's going to try and get up in the air, but he's not going to be able to make it. Apollo comes crashing down, and we'll be looking for damage onto the backline, but who's he going to focus? Does get a crit off, but I think that one's from Bodywatch, who goes up into the air.
Snipes! Will
land the snipe and tries to get the Pikachu, but doesn't quite land it. Nice Magma Bomb
still
to
going.
create some room.
Good
now
shield.
Schulte in trouble, and Hyperion's going to get a kill onto MJK. That's going to be the disengage, but it was a 5v4.
This is good for WootNCroco. Look what happened in mid lane. Like, they did that 5v4 like you were saying. 2 towers went down in the middle lane. Jean-Qui's going to be able to get out of there, no problems. 2 other members survive as well. So in the grand scheme of things there, that was a great fight for WootNCroco. Upcoming Stars defended their tier 2 tower, picked up a couple of kills.
I think they get Gold Fury, though.
I don't know. I think it's going to be close because Mugiwawa's still here. He's still got Fire Giant, as is Rom. Rom's going to be back in this fight as well. And Jean-Qui with Ultimate. A lot of Ultimates already used. Only Raz is available right now for Upcoming Stars. This is going to be risky. I think we could see a big fight here.
I mean, we could, but it is still 3v5. They don't have the Guanalt. They do have the Recall Demons. Damage onto the Pikachu. Will return it with that shield and going to the Aegis. Bodywatch gets a kill on Schulte. Thor comes down through the sky, and the Pikachu will fall as well. Now QN in trouble, and he's going to get caught out with the Berserker Barrage. Gets the Cataclysm, but that wall doesn't stun.
It does not stun. I don't know why it didn't stun, but it didn't stun. That's going to be a Gold Fury over to WootNCroco. And all the effort that Upcoming Stars put in on the right-hand side did not pay off for him in the end. They went for the Gold Fury crit. I said, you know, 3 members. I think that was enough. Like a Jean-Qui, you know, with a Warlock Sash, with his ultimate online and no ultimates available for Upcoming Stars. They didn't really have the wall coverage either. WootNCroco now in control.
And there's no shell. I mean, when you're against Jean-Qui, and he's going to be doing damage to 5 members of your team because you don't have the disengage necessary, which I think there's some disengage, but there's some members like Ra and Geb that can't really get out. You gotta have a shell. And 3 Aegis Amulets didn't do enough there. That was a big turnaround for WootNCroco. That was bigger than the Fire Giant, honestly.
Really big. I mean, they get the tier 2 tower in mid, tier 1 tower in mid, left and tier 1 tower, Gold Fury, Fire Giant. That's everything that they picked up during that whole engagement. Score 16-12 in favor of Upcoming Stars in terms of kills. However, gold is in favor only just for WootNCroco right now with 1,500. Experience, though, has had the gap closed. Upcoming Stars still in the lead, though, with about 2.4k. This is still anyone's ball game, but that was a big fight for WootNCroco across the last few minutes.
I mean, looking at the experience difference, it's 1 level on solo laners, 2 levels on mid, and then -2 on a support. So I think it's really just a 1 level difference here, which isn't going to be too substantial. It's rank of Through Space and Time versus a rank of Earthshaker, so the ultimates from the solo lane mages, and I want to say that experience lead isn't going to amount to too much, but you've got a Soul Reaver coming out from Hyperion. Could be a Thoth.
Oh, That could be quite painful. It's just going to really well in the jungle, though. Q gets caught out. They're trying to bring him down before the Fire Giant. Force the Cataclysm already. The rollout already used. With that Cataclysm on cooldown now, it looks like they can try and make a play for this Fire Giant. Zhonghui tanking it up already a little bit early there. Guess he was just trying to get the stacks up on his passive overall. There's the shield forced out by Nemesis as well. Good pull onto Body Wash. Not going to find the Vortex off it. WootNCroco trying to zone out to the best of their ability and set up for this Fire Giant.
This fast.
Well, they're still trying to zone out. They've got 2 members zoning. Nobody's actually hitting it yet. They're considering hitting it. Mugiwawa actually faking out the hits at the moment, pretending that he's doing it, trying to force Q to come in to try and stop this fight.
So let's think about how fast this Fire Giant will die. You've got the Pen Shred from Guan Yu. You've got a Rama for the damage. You got a Vulcan turret. I think they can actually just do it with upcoming stars here. You've got a Thor and a Zhonghui to zone, which will be effective. The wall is going to be a big impact. That's
Blink's been used by Q.
And they're just going to engage. They're looking for the fight. Divine Judgment onto Guan Yu, but will be enough as the Pikachu gets turned off. Earthshaker's going to come through. The Aegis is going to immune so much, but Thor comes down on the right-hand side, getting turned on. And the Aegis amulets are so impactful, but Schultz, he needs to find a way to stay alive. That's going to be great damage coming out. Nice snipe. And it looks like this fight could be going to the upcoming stars as WootNCroco is going to be dashing in. Portal's going to interrupt the Mjolnir's attunement. A triple
He's going for the
kill.
Quadra.
He's up in the air.
He wants
the Quadra. And it's going to be.
And Hyperion says, not today, my friend. Not today. If you want a Quadra, you're going to earn that Quadra. And clearly he didn't in time. Hyperion secures that one for his team. Great fight for upcoming stars. They're going to get the Fire Giant because of that as well, Kret. But that fight was all WootNCroco. They wanted to fight beforehand. That's what it was. But it didn't work out for them. The fight did not go in their way. The Aegis amulets that you said, you know, they needed a shell, but they used those Aegis amulets very, very well. It bought time for the team to just reinitiate and pick up that win.
Yeah, I mean, it was so huge. So the first Aegis play was really from the Pikachu, who's able to immune an Earthshaker and a lot of burst. And then on the right-hand side, you had the same thing from Schultz. Then he used the After Effect to stay alive in his heal, and he was able to get off all of his damage. It was every tick of his heal. Celestial Beam onto like 4 targets, Snipe onto 2. He got the Divine Light as well, proccing and getting the slow off. He did so much damage in that fight. It was absolutely unbelievable. You've got a top damage draw. 20,000 player damage on a 2-6-14 Raw. He
did work well in the jungle now. Pikachu with the Fire Giant buff gonna invade, steal away the speed buff. They're looking like they're watching the left-hand side right now. Steal away this speed, take it away from Thor, and now the group up is happening left. Q should tank this one up as Storm, but there is a bit of opposition. Is that half health? I'd probably give this one up unless you want to go hard. You need to back away here, WootNCroco. This might be a bad fight. Paul connects, as does the Vortex, and Body Wash gets taken to half health. The heal bought a time for Mugiwawa, but not much. Now they're going to defend the Phoenix.
Not quite a double tap onto Hyperion. Snipe comes through. That's going to be down. Doesn't have any cooldown reduction. Still looking at maybe 50 seconds, but it could be up in the back end of the fight. The thing is, it's a siege coming out from upcoming stars, and with a Ra, they're so good at sieging, they can sustain up on top of that Fire Giant buff. Now Portal's going to be dropped. Will not connect with Body Wash, but the Unstable Vortex and the Celestial Beam will blink, and that's enough to fight. It's going to interrupt the roll-up, and now Body Wash is going to try and get to safety. It looks like he's going to be okay. Earthshaker comes through, but it's going to hit an Aegis amulet. Qin's getting very low, and he's gonna get picked up by the Rom all as Guan Yu re-engages. Mugiwawa finds the Pikachu. Again? Hyperion is gonna be backing off, and yeah, that's a 2 for 0. Body Wash didn't die, and honestly, it's the snipe. Because it was used.
Upcoming stars initiated, WootNCroco win. WootNCroco initiate, upcoming stars win. This is the story of the game, time after time after time. The team that initiates the fight is the one that's not coming out on top. Qin's engagement was really, really good. Like with the sniping on cooldown, like you said, Body Wash probably would have gone down there. If they had it, they didn't have the damage to pick him up. They committed a lot for it. And with the re-engagement of Zhonghui and the rest of the team, it just really turned the fight on its head.
Yeah, I mean, it's still so close. 2,000 gold at this point is not going to be that big of a difference. Just very slight little differences in itemization, such as the Magi is being done for Qin, but not on Mugiwawa. That said, Qin is very low level in respect to the Guan Yu, which honestly affects Guan is more dependent on levels than Geb is, because Geb, you don't really care what level your rollout is. It doesn't change anything, whereas for Guan Yu, you want to max your Warrior's Will for the damage, you want to max Talu for the damage, and you want to max your heal for, well, the healing. Guan Yu's put out 8,700 healing, and Ra's put out 13,000 healing.
I mean, realistically, that whole fight that just happened on the left-hand Phoenix there, correct, was outside of Phoenix range as well.
Yeah.
It was outside of Phoenix range, and Upcoming Stars had the Fire Giant online. So in that situation, straight up, I'd expect the Fire Giant team to win, but WootNCroco did a great job of juggling the aggro that came out from Upcoming Stars, kept their team alive, and now they might even get a Gold Fury off that as well. Now, gold is becoming less and less valuable, but we've still not reached 6-item build yet, so it's still going to be useful for the whole team. Experience coming to the end of days in terms of how much it's really going to matter as everyone's starting to hit that level 20. Jungler's about to tick there soon. Only real difference is Mugiwawa to Geb, but they're still pretty much going to bring the same thing to the table. 21 to 15, 32 minutes in. We could be in for a long one here.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to really hit the point where this game is... It's hitting the point where both teams just need one good fight. They can both get it, and it just comes down to making everything happen in the right way. For WootNCroco, they need to not lose too much to the Upcoming Stars Aegis amulets. But the big thing about Upcoming Stars is, while they're able to immune damage, they're having trouble repositioning. So if WootNCroco can find a way to take advantage of the Aegis amulets and reposition around someone who is in stasis, they could really get that kill and move forward. And
Honestly,
in the last fight, a lot of it was just the damage onto Geb.
Honestly, the one thing that's going to come into play now is the longer this game goes on, the longer the respawn timers are.
Also true.
When one team wins a fight in this, generally they win it pretty big every single time. And with the respawn times being so long, you could see a very fast end if we do get a deicide. I like the decision from Apollo now, finally, though. He's realizing these fights are it is a coin flip right now, I feel, this game.
Yeah.
And Apollo's realized that what he can do is he can split the team up. Tier 2 tower down the left-hand side. He can force Rama to sit with him left-hand side, force a 5v4. Fire Giant online, Pikachu and Thor facing off 1v1, trying to get wall coverage down. Apollo still split pushing. This is a good call from him.
So I also like the itemization from Roddy Wash. He's looking at a last item Bloodforge, which, oh, hold on, damage on the Schultze on the right-hand side, double tap and Magma Bomb. He's a raw, he'll be able to heal that back up, and there's no possibility for WootNCroco to engage off of it. So, last item Bloodforge, going double lifesteal ensures that if you play even reasonably well, you should win a 1v1 fight, because you're healing for more than your opponent is. WootNCroco probably is going to want a Titan's Bane because Apollo's job is to kill towers, and Titan's Bane is the best item for killing towers.
Speaking about WootNCroco as well, I just want to point out that he's boarded up the jungle over there. They're going to actually have a trade, and it looks like he's winning this one against Body Wash. He was trying to juke out. He finds the final crit to bring him down, and now someone else has got to go over there. This is the call for Upcoming Stars to start the Fire Giant, because even if they lose this, they can get a Phoenix off the back of it, because Apollo will be left alone in this lane. Still has ultimate available. They're zoning them out for now. They're still buying time. They realize the whole team is here. What's the decision going to be? Guan's used ultimate, and that's on cooldown as well now.
Disengage.
WootNCroco getting a bit dangerous here. The
Thor
Thor
ult
down as well. Their focus is on Cuban. The ult off the back from Pikachu. The snipe does not connect. The Vulcan ult does, though. But the Aegis buys time for the Pikachu to survive. For the most part, as the space and time goes out, Apollo still split pushing as Sloozy goes through the portal, looking to try and find out a kill. Not going to find more, but they're buying time for Apollo all this time, Craig.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get some really good Titan damage here, but with Thor showing up, he'll have to back off. That said, Apollo ultimate is still online, so he can rotate if need be. Nemesis is going to be zoning. Will seem to be okay for now, but slowed down a lot and taken down by Mugiwawa. Great play there. Unstable Vortex will connect, and it looks like the Fire Giants reset. Upcoming Stars have a huge advantage, but they're not taking it.
Well, they've got a Phoenix down now. Apollo's kind of hanging here. He can't make a decision where he wants to go. I'd probably rotate mid right now, or come for the Fire Giant and start this off.
Take the Fire Giant. Ult's over. I mean, so
they're going to back. What? I'm okay. I'm kind of okay with Upcoming Stars play here. They got a free Phoenix for nothing.
Yeah, but like, they saw Thor recall. There was still a Guan Yu, but his ult was down. I feel like they just take the Fire Giant.
It's risk. I mean, Mugiwawa was still there.
But it's not when your Apollo ult's over. Mugiwawa won't be able to survive the Apollo. I think that was a missed opportunity. That said, Upcoming Stars was able to get the solo kill on Rom, which was huge, and then they were able to punish it as WootNCroco engaged. They used their Guan ult, they used their Thor ult, and Upcoming Stars just disengaged and made those ultimates miss. That was so big.
Well, Phoenix down the left-hand side. Rama's pushed it up. Apollo going to go back there one more time, push it back in. And if Rama gets left solo against Apollo again, that fight has to change. Rama has to make sure he wins that battle. Otherwise, the Titan's really going to be under threat from that left-hand side. Meanwhile, everybody else going to be floating around the Fire Giant, looking to try and do the Ward Wars, get good positioning, get ready for the fight. And once again, another sentry goes down from WootNCroco. Going to deny vision for upcoming stars.
So Body Wash has actually sold his Devo Gauntlet, or not his Devo Gauntlet, his Spike Gauntlet, which I thought he was going to build into a Bloodforge, and has built it into a full Titan's Bane. Apollo has done the same. They both have full actives. These 80 carries are even in terms of gold and EXP. I'm not really sure how Body Wash is going even in gold with a 12-1-3 Apollo, but he is. Which,
he's doing a good job.
That's a lot of farming. That is really impressive.
He is doing a really good job. I mean, that will take into account all last hits as well, because the last hits will give bonus gold there, correct? And he's doing a good job of making sure he gets every single one of them. And that's not just from now, because it's very easy now to get those last hits. It's all about his early game that he managed to do that as well.
Yeah, you get 50% more gold for a last hit. And now, granted, gold spooling is a big part of your gold per minute. It's 180 by default that everyone gets. But he's been able to make a lot of money, and it's got to be those last hits. So well, 5 members around the Fire Giant, they're going to pull it, and they can kill this rather quickly as, well, everyone's pretty big right now. The Fire Giant's going to get 50%. Pikachu's going to be able to do a good job, but Mugiwawa's going to come in on the horse.
Too late.
Stars get it, and now can they turn the fight? Snipe comes through, is going to connect Mugiwawa through space.
Space inside at 3.
Earthshaker does good damage, but will it be enough as Apollo dives into the backside? Tetrix is going up, and where will he come down? Not going to connect, not going to find what he needs, and now it's up to Body Wash, but he gets stuck from behind with the unstable vortex. Mugiwawa using the beads and annihilating Body Wash. Great use of the reset. 3 members versus 1. They might be able to end the game.
I'm pretty sure they can. I mean, respawn time's 42 seconds on Mugiwawa. He's going to be the first one up. It's only Thor to defend against 3. And with Apollo being full health, full mana, full itemization build, he should be able to destroy the Titan, destroy this Phoenix, and Quen can tank it up a storm if required.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the Fire Giant regen as well with the Stone of Gaia, so this is a lot of percent max health he's getting every 5 seconds, so really, really big. They're gonna pull the Titan now. It's dropping really quickly with the burst from Yanis. No beads to reset. Tetrix will get interrupted, and the Titan is actually going to fall, as will Tetrix, and upcoming stars move on once again to the semifinals, where they'll be facing off against the winner of Agilitas and Delta 5.
That game was probably the most enjoyable game I've casted of the Challenger scene so far.
Wow, that says a lot.
By far. I think both these teams put on a really good show, honestly, and I think they're pretty equal in skill level, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
That was really, really close. I like the picks from both teams coming out. Guan Yu, was something that we've not really seen much of lately. He came back in. It worked. He did a really good job with that overall. Mugiwawa put on a performance with that. Across the way, Ra played really, really well as well. I think the game was just really good to watch. Apollo overall, though, probably MVP. 13-1-5 there, at the end.
I would give it to Yanis. I think the through space and time won the last team fight, and by proxy the game. He had some really good plays there with the beach reset killing Rom, which was super important. But what I want to talk about is the fact that you've got a game that went 40 minutes with a 13-1-5 Apollo, a 9-0-10 Yanis, and then first of all, those were only players on their team doing well. The Pikachu didn't have nearly as good of a slash line, but he did very well. Schultze, his slash line 2-7 and 19 was really very supportive, but he did a lot of damage, and he got off a lot of healing as well. And WootNCroco went toe-to-toe all game long against a team that has a 9-0-10 Yanis. That doesn't sound like you're going toe-to-toe.
Right, their stats, if you look at it on paper, Vulcan went 0, 3, and 12, right?
Yeah.
Thor went 1, 6, and 11. That doesn't add up to the playstyle that those guys played. That does not look... On paper, if you looked at that, it goes, wow, upcoming stars stomped. They did not stomp.
No.
By any stretch of the imagination. Really well played to WootNCroco. I hope we see them back next week, crap. But upcoming stars are the victors today. They're going to be up against probably Agilitas or Delta 5 in their next matchup. And I'm guessing we're probably going to check in with the Potato Boys next.
Yeah, that is
it time?
We're going to see Potato Boys versus Chosen Insanity, and we'll be back in just a few minutes to bring you all the action. Stay tuned.